Jeff, I think the name the Swapper could mean a whole lot of things.
The Swapper. I went to the swap meet and I brought you a lawnmower, and then you gave me a barbecue grill.
Oh, okay. You went like the really good route.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like the Swapper could be really
The
insidious
Swapper,
as
I
well.
spit into your mouth, and then you spit back in my mouth. What?
All right, sure. I'm gonna.
There are a lot of possibilities.
There are. That's how puzzle games work.
Yeah.
This is the Swapper. I'm gonna hit begin. We're gonna start from the beginning. I've played a number of hours of this new puzzle game from. It's basically two dudes. I believe they are Finnish.
Okay. Do I have to swap the planet for the sun? Is that just... Okay.
I feel like I need a star map to show me where that is.
Right.
Oh no!
That guy was not pleased about this.
No.
Like, well...
Who would? I don't know. Anytime you find yourself in an escape pod,
I don't know.
You're
I don't
probably
think
in a traumatic
you might want to
scenario.
escape. Like, he shouldn't be pounding on the glass like, let me out. He's probably getting out of there for a good reason. That's what I'd like to think, anyway. This looks great.
perhaps that's something that's illuminated over the course of this video game.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, one of the things one of the taglines to this game, I can't remember the tagline specifically, but that a lot of the objects were made out of clay or built, based around real world objects.
Okay.
I don't know how that. I don't know if they were just photographed or they're polygonal, but whatever the actual process, it results in something that looks pretty goddamn amazing. Very unique for sure. Okay.
All right.
So early in the game here, it's going to explain a little bit about itself, but very quickly, it stops.
It just kind of says, like, hey, man,
Figure it out.
go for it.
Man, look at that thing. So cool.
Yeah.
Now entering Theseus Excavation Site 24 on planet Cori 5. All off-world transport via home teleport at base of installation. All finds property of the Sisyphus project.
What kind of map does it give you? That was a... like,
Oh, did I miss something?
it said, hey, hit Q to look at the map in that last screen.
Oh. Hello.
Okay, just curious what
So
the
you
map
get kind
looked
of
like.
a Metroidvania
Yeah.
sort of looking thing. Oh, W. Hello. So now I got this thing. Hold right mouse button.
Gun,
open
shoot
space.
dudes, kill everybody. Oh, jeez.
Hey, buddy. Time to do our dance.
The old dance party.
But you know what? Don't get too close to me. Yeah, I told him not to get too close.
You described that mechanic on the podcast, and I was under the assumption it would be more violent. Like, you would touch him and he would... Oh, the cheese. Oh, that's... Why would you... Oh, that's...
Give me more. Give me more. Give me more.
How much carnage do you have to witness before you're sated, you monster?
All right, let's head back where we were.
For such a ridiculous power, he seems pretty nonchalant about it. He's just like, yep, all right, just gonna keep running.
Yeah. He's on this planet, man. He doesn't have a whole lot of choice.
I guess not, yeah.
And also, I just love the phrasing, make physical contact with clones to reclaim them.
Oh, yeah.
They're mine, Jeff. All right, so see if you can kind of put
Is
these
it line of
guys.
sight on
It
that
is,
stuff?
it is.
Okay,
So you'll
yeah,
see.
so you can't do, all right.
Can't do
yeah,
that.
Okay. You can do that.
Drop that guy there. Ayo.
But you don't need to reclaim them to proceed.
No, once you head into a new room,
You get them all back?
They all come back.
Those are really soft clones then.
Let's see, drop that guy there.
That's.
Get that guy there. Will that be enough?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They also react to your jumping, so. Get
Oh,
that
so,
guy over
okay.
there.
So they mirror your movement completely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
They jump. They do. Yeah. All right.
Right, if you kind of drift it off to the side, you can kind of cancel the action without actually. And now because these guys are, you know, all in little platforms, as long as I don't jump, they'll just kind of stick to the
Right.
wall.
Yeah.
And then, oh no!
Oh, wait.
These lights to kill all of them.
Oh.
So there are these memory terminals kind of throughout this space station, research station thing
Yeah.
that you were a part of that start informing the narrative.
Available. Broadcast location, Mind Science Laboratory, Space Station Theseus.
Mind science.
Isn't possible. Tell me who I just ejected into space.
Nothing down there. This way.
Can you die?
Yes. So. So now I've been given the ability to swap, which is where.
The swapper.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, because you know, if you look down here, and this is
No way out.
yeah, this is indicative of you know, in this case they're, you know, it's so early they're making sure that you understand like the very base mechanics, but as the game goes along, you are oftentimes presented with situations where it's just like what am I supposed to do now, and not presented with any sort of text indicating how you would go about solving that problem. But yeah, you can kill yourself. Brrr. And you just hit space and you start at the beginning of the map area. So now you can kind of.
Right. Yeah.
And then as the puzzles get more complicated, because you can only create so many clones, I don't think I'll be able to do it here, but like you'll want to drag guys off ledges and kill them, and then you regain the ability to clone again.
Right. Right.
Clones can't be created inside blue light, so yeah, I'm in here and I can't. There's nothing I can do here.
Yeah.
So I walk over here, it disables that light, or at least part of that light. Create a guy here, zap. Come in here, can't make it.
Okay, so you can create through the light, but not in
Right.
it. Okay.
But there are different lights with different properties.
Okay.
So like a red light, for example, you can make clones within the red light, but you'll see the swapping ability shoots through the blue light. It will not shoot through the red light. So
Got it. Yeah.
can't get through there, but I can make dudes in the red light. So I get that guy to walk over there, make another one here, even though he walks off.
Yeah.
And dies.
Doesn't matter. You get that clone back.
Later, dude.
Trying to think about it.
And as the, you know, probably not surprising, as the story that starts to be told goes along, starts to get a little deeper into, you know, why all this stuff exists.
The ship I came here in is fried.
But a lot of the fun is the discovery of that, so
Right. Right.
I don't want to say too much other than you learn more.
Is it good? Is it interesting?
Yes, it's
Okay.
it's all very subdued, as is basically the aesthetic of the game, the mechanics of the game. Like everything is just kind of a, and also the story is a little bit, you know, take it or leave it. None of the memory terminals are required, and like you have some dialogue that's happening that, you know, is just part of the
Right.
progression of the game, but.
That's pretty much.
If you
want it, easy to ignore. If you
want
want
to
to
go
play it
deeper,
as a puzzle game.
Yeah, exactly. And in fact, at least as far as I've gotten, the way they gate moving to new locations, you don't have to solve all the puzzles. So
No.
if you get through a couple that satisfy the requirements, then you have done all you need to do.
You can't make me do that. I won't do it.
All right, so here, Can't swap through, but I can drop this guy. See how much I can remember of these early puzzles. Okay. But then if you start, you know, for some reason you screw up, you make too many. Mm-hmm. All right, hold on, I need to... There doesn't appear to be a way to just like reset. You have to...
Like there's no like kill all clones button or anything like that.
It's you know, it's these lights.
Yeah.
All right, so try that again.
Like you should be able to create a guy up there even through the red light, right? You don't need to...
But the wall will break the line of sight.
Okay. I mean the one you disabled, that one. Like you still make a dude up there at that thing, right?
Yeah, but I can't.
Oh, you can't swap. You need to swap to
Yeah.
him to get it. Got it.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So.
And then you also can't collect the objects unless you are in control of them.
Okay. Yeah.
So even though, so actually, like, God, like the frustration of some of the later puzzles is, all right, I'm 9/10 of the way there.
Right.
I have the guy in position.
But how do you swap to him?
Yeah, and that becomes a lot of the real challenge. So you start activating these different teleports that at first take you to places you don't know. You know, now we're...
This is back on the space station. It said it was
now we're
teleporting you to the...
completely different part of... and obviously, like, this place is huge. I've played about 5 hours, and I feel like my understanding is that I'm only about halfway through.
Wow.
So it is a pretty lengthy game, but I'm also solving every single puzzle.
Yeah.
The more puzzle locations you go to, the more narrative stuff you start to unlock. Oh, hey. What up, Rock?
Wait a minute.
I'm gonna leave that Rock alone.
Don't
talk to
talk to
rocks.
rocks.
Yeah, that's what my mom always told me.
Don't talk to the rock.
Oh, he seems like a nice guy.
When he's in the zone, don't make eye contact with him. I was told that about wrestlers.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, we're gonna go back. I went backstage at a WCW show and was told, all right, they're gonna be like kind of psyched up, getting into character, so don't make eye contact with them. They may take it as a challenge, like if they're just in a different place. Like,
I guess that. I guess that
okay.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that's maybe
If you're
that's
a
maybe
fucking crazy person.
Well, and also I think that maybe, you know, the idea of method acting wrestlers,
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
think they may be taking their craft a little bit too
believing-
seriously.
They start buying into their own character a little too much, maybe.
Limits of language are the limits of knowledge. Our name was not their knowledge. They thought of us as watchers.
Okay. I thought it was rocks, but
You know, rocks, watchers.
yeah, whatever.
So you have some pretty limited objects you can interact with. Mostly to
Push and pull.
Yeah. The spot I'm at in the game has not made it more complicated than that. But you'll get into situations where, like, you're manipulating 3 different clones to move them around the world that are moving 3 different boxes, because the boxes can also...
Oh, wow,
the boxes can turn off lights, so like there'll be like light sources that you're
right.
blocking
Yeah,
with
yeah.
boxes that are preventing you from like swapping to a clone or something of that nature.
Do you get more clones?
The spot I am at, it does not. I have not gained any new abilities.
Okay.
Although that is somewhat disingenuous. I have an ability that I know I have right now, but you don't know that I have it. It has not been revealed in the mechanics yet, but
Yeah,
if you were to, as I am, starting this game from where I'm at right now, you would realize you have something useful.
Okay.
It just, I'm hoping to get to, I don't think it's that deep into the game, I'm hoping to get to that point, which is where this game went from like pretty neat to like, oh shit,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, oh okay. And also the puzzles work just exceptionally well, like in a very Braid fashion of just building on top of each other. Where if you're having trouble with one set of puzzles, maybe go to a different part of the map, and maybe it's just that you haven't been informed on like how those layer together. Because I've gone back to sections and been like, oh okay, now I can do this.
Right, like this is way easier because you've played other parts. Yeah, cool.
Let's see how this one. Okay, that opens that up. can make a guy there. Oh, okay.
You need to pull that box out once he's up there. So that the door closes, and then...
Then he should keep moving as a result.
Yeah. So pull the box, he'll stay up there. Now he's
now
trapped
he's
in
stuck
there,
in
now get to
there,
the other
which-
side, push it to open the other door.
There you go.
Yeah.
Like it's that. That removes. And those clones die. And then...
So you're getting these orbs, like each kind of puzzle room gives you another orb, and you just need
Yes.
a certain number of orbs to proceed?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And the game starts making the puzzles even more complicated later on, where in order to get into a puzzle room, you have to basically sacrifice clones to be sitting on objects that open different doors. So basically, you get into a room and you're like, I only have 2 clones. How the fuck do I, like, where it's like so obvious if you had access to all of your
Right,
clones, how
yeah.
that would work.
This chain over here is like, man, can I speak? Thing.
I thought that said haters.
All right, rocks.
I won't stop talking to me even when I go the other way. Nothing else in that room. All right, so
Pretty boring rocks. I mean, they just keep saying the same stuff over and over again. It's like, get over it, rocks.
well, they're just rocks. They gotta. I'm sure they have to tell themselves what they're saying is important because what are they gonna do? They're stuck.
Attention. Hull breach
Rock
in
out.
Sector 1. Emergency personnel to
Bastard.
What?
Okay, so here's a pretty early example of the game trying to communicate something to you through the environment. So that's bad.
They communicate hot death.
But there's nowhere else for me to go.
Yeah.
So you try and create a guy down here, swap to him. I have no. This poor bastard hasn't. He's
No.
done for,
Yes,
but
yeah, who cares?
but
Yeah.
the soul of me has avoided horrible death.
So can you kind of swap as you're creating, or is that just sort of a timing, like you got to be fast on the button presses?
You do this, and then they appear in the world. I mean, you can do it pretty fast.
So when you're doing it, when that guy's falling, you need to make him appear, then swap, right? It's
Yes.
not a one-button
Yes.
thing? Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah, that is a. Those happen separately, and that plays into the timing of the. And it's also why I think it might be difficult for this game to work on a controller. I'm playing with, I guess, it's worth pointing out because we play so many games on a controller these days. This is keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
Some of the puzzles later on, the reaction times really do feel like they require keyboard and mouse, or the puzzles would have to be tweaked in
Right,
ways
yeah.
to make it more palatable to a controller. All right, so we're about to get to the aha moment I had with this game.
Aha, there's an arrow.
Right.
Oh.
So, like, how?
Well,
So you come over here.
yeah.
All right. Well, you're going to walk me through what you think I should do.
I think back in that other room, you should just create clones and swap to them to get up in the air.
Ah, you bastard. So the way that you're right. So the way that is explained is in this puzzle. So
Oh, okay,
based
so
on
you
what
do it
based
falling
on
first.
what you know so far, you're like, okay, that's there. I can't create a clone through here, but I can.
You can
do
swap
this.
through there. Okay.
So
oh, wow.
this guy would
yeah.
fall.
That's cool.
Well, all right. Maybe don't do that.
Well,
But there's not enough time, and the velocity is such that your guy's just going to die. Even if I was to sit here and set it up, if I was to swap to this guy here and just hold right,
you'd still die.
I would
at
still
that
die.
platform.
That's too much impact. So one of the things what you end up realizing, the way, you jumped to the solution, but the way this game, like the way I discovered it, especially because I just wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't even look at that arrow. I just proceeded right to this room. Is you end up doing this over and over and realizing like, goddamn, like I don't see how this is gonna work. But then as you start doing this, you start realizing like these gears are slowing down, and I can continue to hold the right trigger.
Oh.
So I'm actually manipulating time. And so what ends up
Or at
happening...
the very least, getting bullet time.
Basically. So what you end up doing is, no, I can't slow that guy down. But when he falls off...
Now, which button is that? You're holding down the swap button?
I'm holding down the ability to create a clone.
Oh, okay.
But this buys me time. I can swap to that guy, and he also can create another clone.
Right there.
Which then...
Get your object, and then...
And now I've avoided a horrible death. So this gives you this communicates that, okay, you can slow down time, you can avoid death. But then the last thing that happens is exactly what you
gotta get out of here now.
It's like, I'm here, there's no way out, and it's just reversing the idea.
That's cool that they slow it down for you, because when I first saw what you were trying to do, I was like, man, this really does require a mouse.
And that's you know, that's the way I first started messing with this, was like, just like, okay, do this, and then like quickly change the cursor over there, try and figure out how that works. And it makes the timing so unwieldy that it's either like, these people are fucking assholes, or there is so clearly something else to this. And they reinforce it by not allowing you to cheat through, like, the physics are going to kill you even if you get the timing off.
Right.
So obviously there must be something more to it. And then as soon as you do that, you immediately come into these other areas, and you can just basically feel like you're just cheating your way through the game.
Right.
But that ability wasn't unlocked. Like that, I've had that as soon as I had the ability to create clones.
Right. It always just, it's not even an ability. It's just when you shoot clones, it slows it down so you can position it properly.
And
it just hasn't been a factor because they haven't.
And it's a super cool aha moment of like, this completely changes the way you could have solved other puzzles if you only knew this information.
Right.
And it seems like they've kind of built in with mechanics like you can kind of break things if you have the foresight and the knowledge, or just kind of smart enough to pick up on it, because the game is always slowing down when you're pulling this off.
So for this one, then you need to stand on it and then slow things down, shoot through the last second, then shoot through again, right?
So now I become this guy.
Yeah. It's still moving.
Still moving.
Okay, yeah, that'll buy you some time. Yeah.
Now I just wait. But so then this becomes an effective mechanic in a number of puzzles. If like you create too many clones, you just wait for the other ones to die, and then you'll get access to that while that guy kind of hangs out there. And you also need to do it before you get down into that blue area, because that blue area is going to cancel out one of your abilities. So I mean, you can make this go faster. But I'm just gonna chill because it looks cool. Hello. And then you've grabbed that orb. So these kinds of moments happen a number of times in the game. None have been quite as cool as that first one, when it's just like, I am no longer restricted by gravity.
Right.
But the way the game teaches you,
that's cool.
It happens in this very organic way that it's so easy to imagine every other, so many other games just saying like, all right, now in this one, slow down time by holding down
like
the right mouse
just
button.
being very explicit about
just
it.
making sure that the player gets it. But the way this game does it is just sort of trusting the player and saying like, look, you just cannot proceed without figuring this out. And that's the way that they guarantee the player learns it. Is by just making the puzzle impossible to move on from without having engaged with the solution they're trying to communicate. And I don't want to show too much more, like, other than that. This is the game at this point. And it continues to play upon these concepts in really inventive and fun ways. And I like where the story is going. The story is, again, like I said, kind of subdued and mysterious. And you can ignore it if you don't want to engage with it too much. But
that's cool.
Yeah, it's a really neat game that constantly makes you feel super smart in the ways that games like Braid do. And so this is out on Steam. When this goes up, it should be out on Steam now. There's not a price listed yet, so I don't know how much it costs, but I can't imagine it's going to be more than $15. That seems to be on the high end for games of this type. I've played about 15 or 5 hours, and I have, I think about 40 orbs. And from folks I've talked to that have played more of the game, it seems like maybe I'm about halfway through.
Yeah.
So it's we're probably looking like a 10-hour game.
Cool.
And yeah, well worth your time. Made by two Finnish dudes, and it is a neat goddamn game.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
That is a Swapper.
Yeah,
thanks,
thanks.
Jeff.
Oh God.